Let me first preface this video by saying this kit is not cheap. It's about 350 bucks. So if you see old Oscar here at the car show, feel free to donate to the cause. Yes, there is an actual donation jar on the inside here. Seems that I've grossly overestimated the benevolence of my fellow gearheads. Anyway, if you have any play in your hinges right here, if your door sags when you open it, stop right now. Rebuild those hinges first. You cannot have any play in those. Door has to be perfectly aligned, so go ahead and get those hinges rebuilt. Get your body lines correct. You don't want any sag in the door at all when you open it. Best thing to do is remove the original latches, and that way they're not trying to latch when you close the door. Get your body lines perfect, and then proceed. Here is the kit that I'm going to be installing in the video. This is made by Altman, made in the United States. Right here's the part number. They make these for the 47 to 53 Chevy trucks, as well as the 54, 55 model trucks. The difference being the 54, 55 has the push button door handle, and the 47 to 53 has the turn down door handle. The first thing you want to do when you start the installation of this kit is take this window track out right here in the door. The track was missing on the passenger side, so I'm just going to show you on the driver's side right here. Take these two screws out right here, and then there's one right there that you'll need to get out. Now obviously I'm starting out with doors that have already had the windows removed, so if you haven't done that, you need to get the windows out before you can start the installation of this kit. Then when you get that out, that door channel will just slide right out like that. Now I'm going to remove this custom door handle and this relay here. These are called clutch head screws, and they were specific to Chevrolets. You can get these drivers. This is a Great Neck. Where's that? There. Great Neck brand. Pick those up on the internet. Just Google clutch head driver on the internet. You should be able to find those. Now that I have the screws loose, just rotate that down and line that little hole up, and that pops right off. Next step, take these three screws out of the latch mechanism. And then pull the latch right out this access hole right here. That's all the prep work you have to do for this kit. You can leave the door handle in place. So the first thing I'm going to do here is get this plate mounted right here, and to do that we're going to have to do a little trimming, a little cutting right here, and for that they've supplied a pattern right here. So I'm going to snip that out with a pair of scissors and get started with that. Now I've got that cut out. I've just put three little pieces of masking tape on there, and what you want to do is take that curve right there, that little point right there, and this curve, and you want to line those up with this curve right here and that curve right there respectively, just like that. Now I'll take a pencil and trace around that, and that'll give me my cut lines. Now that I've got that marked out, and while we're laying everything out, this is the second pattern they give you, and that is for the interior strap. And that will go right here, and you line that up with this hole right here. And what that's for is for that strap that goes from the door handle relay to the latch, and it'll pass right through this hole right here. Now I'll just peel that rod off right there. And I've got all my layout done here for everything that has to be cut out on this door. And I've got most of that cutting done right there. There's just a little bit right there in the corners. See if I can break this out now. There's a double layer right there. Didn't hardly get through all the way right there, so I'm going to hit that just a little bit more. I'm doing all this with a cutoff wheel right there in my grinder. Now I've got everything all cut out right here, and I just used a couple of different kind of files here to clean all the rough edges up and get rid of all the sharp stuff on there. And next thing I want to do is get this plate mounted up right here. We got 3 holes to drill. 1, 2, and 3. This one down here is supposed to use a factory hole, but I've run into this in the past. I don't know how well you can see it on the camera there. Sometimes that one doesn't line up exactly. So what I do is I drill and bolt these 3 so that this plate can't move around, and then I take my drill and pass through this hole, and it kind of enlarges that inside hole a little bit so that it lines up better. Now that I've got that all bolted in there, it's just a matter of bolting the hinge in through the access hole. You'll want to use these short bolts with the kit. These are 1/2 inch quarter 20 bolts, and you'll want to use those on the plate right here. Don't use the longer ones because they can interfere with your latch mechanism. You'll want to use the 3/4 inch bolts for the latch here, and that'll just go in through this access hole right here. And it'll bolt in, let's see, it'll bolt in right there through those 3 holes on the plate. So I'm having a couple of little clearance issues with this latch. First one is when I go to install it, I can get that bolt lined up, but these 2 bolts right here are a little off, and that's because this bolt is hitting. It's hitting right in here in this area right here. So and what this is, this little mechanism right here is an optional lock, and it moves back and forth like that. When it's in that position, you can't unlock it, and when you put it in that position, it unlocks. So I'm not going to use this. I could just trim a little bit of that screw off right there, and that would fix the problem. But I don't need this on this particular truck. I'm going to address the lock in a different way, so I'm going to just take this off. I'm not going to use that. So the other issue I was having is this bolt, and they caution you about this in the instructions. This bolt was hitting that bolt and not allowing you to open the door. So I simply just bent that over right there a little bit. You could see, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. You can see right there, I could trim that bolt just a little bit. You could probably take 1/8 of an inch off of that, but I just bent this over just a little bit right there, and that alleviated that problem. This kit is a great kit, but you're going to run into some fitment issues on any of these old trucks. So I'm just taking this little latch mechanism or little lock mechanism off right there, and I'll I'll just keep this. I'll throw that in the drawer somewhere and probably forget I got it. I'm going to put these right here in this drawer, so whenever I get to looking for them, y'all remind me where they're at. I'm not going to get into a whole lot about the striker plate. It's pretty straightforward. You just unbolt the original striker plate and you install this striker onto the plate using the provided nut that's on the back side here, and then you use the 4 supplied Allen screws to attach it to the doorpost. The adjustment is the factory adjustment, up and down, in and out right there. Now I've got the door latch put in this side over here and everything's adjusted. It opens and closes perfectly. Last thing I've got left to do is to attach this relay to the door latch. Now, I don't understand why Chevrolet changed from this design. The early trucks had this connecting strap right here mounted on the bottom of the relay, and it traveled in and out of this groove right here. I don't understand why that they changed to this design. If you can find some of the early relays, it has the rod that travels here. You can use those, or you can modify these, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I do this on all the trucks that I work on, and it helps with your door panel, because that door panel is right up against this. It kind of helps you with that, so it doesn't bind up and doesn't cause you any problems with your door panel. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So what we want to do is get this strap down here in this recess right here, so it travels back and forth in there and doesn't interfere with your door panel. And you can achieve that by taking this relay and rotating it 180 degrees so that the bolt on the top is now on the bottom. You'll only have 2 screws holding that relay in position, and that's plenty. However, the problem arises that the spring action on these, on this side over here, is in this direction, and that's pushing this rod back that way. What we want is for the spring action to be in that direction so that it's pulling. And on these, you can see that is the original lock position on these, on this relay. So that won't work. So what you want to do is take the relay off the driver's side over there, put it over here on this side, rotate it 180 degrees so that the bolt is on the bottom, just like this one's installed, and that'll put the spring action in that direction, which is what we want. Here is the door regulator relay. This is the way it would have originally been mounted in the door, with this strap coming down at an angle. But like I talked about earlier, I'm going to mount it in there like this so that the strap is going through that little groove in the door. This is actually the driver's side relay. I've went ahead and disassembled it so I could finish the passenger side. As per the instructions, I'm going to grind this little rivet off right here and take this strap off. And this kit actually comes with a new strap to install right here, and it passes through that hole that we cut in the door earlier. Now I've got the driver's side door relay mechanism mounted on the passenger side, turned 180 degrees. And the problem that you're going to run into here is when you put the attachment point down here on the bottom instead of up here on the top, this strap is designed to work with the original mechanism with the attachment point up here. So when you move it down here, it will hit back here in the back right here just a little bit. So what I did, I've already done it on this one. I'll try to show you on the driver's side. So I've got this strap in the vise here, and I've got it braced up right here good. And all I'm going to do is push down on this end, and it will create a little twist in this bend right here, and it'll give me the clearance I need for that strap to not hit at the hole. It's very slight, but it's got just a little bit of twist in there now. And you'll have to you kind of have to play around with that a little bit. See that little bit of a twist in there? You'll just have to play around with it a little bit until you find the right spot. And it creates a little bit of a twist right here, and it brought it down to where that I can attach it here, and it's got good clearance here. I don't know why that they make these a little extra long right here, but I'll cut this off and I'll round the corners off on that a little bit. Now the instructions will tell you to drill a hole right here, and that is for access to that screw right there to tighten it. Now I have discovered in the past by doing these that I can assemble this mechanism by sticking this strap up through this hole first and then attaching it to the latch mechanism right here, and adjust the tightness on it right there, and then I can wiggle it around, get it in here bolted into the plate for the final time. Now that does give you a little bit of access if you need to go back and work on the mechanism later to tighten that or loosen it or whatever. But if you use nylon and locking nuts on that, you shouldn't have to go back and tighten it for any reason. So I'm not going to bother to drill that hole. Your mileage may vary, so you can make that decision on your own right there. So there's the final product, y'all. I highly recommend this kit. It's pretty well engineered. It's a little expensive, and they could have done a couple of things different as far as the hardware goes. Like I said, I had to change a couple of the screws, but it works very well. The door relay right there, you have to push that forward to unlatch the door, which is a little bit counterintuitive, but it puts this strap down here in the groove, gives you some more clearance for your door panel. I like it better that way. If it were up here in the original location, you'd pull the handle this way, which seems a little more obvious, but I'll trade that off in order to get this clearance right here. So again, y'all have to use your own discretion on that. That's just the way I do it. So. Now, last but certainly not least, I told you I was going to address the door locks on this truck in a different method. If you look right here on this driver's side door handle, there's no lock on this side. They did not come from the factory with a lock on this side. That's because most parking back in that era was street parking. So you use parallel parking. That was the curb side. This was the traffic side. You locked the door handle from the inside, slid across the bench seat, exited the curb side, and then locked it from that side over there. The way I'm going to address this, I'm actually going to get two passenger side door handles, both with locks. These are only held on with 2 screws. You got one here and one right back there. You can actually change those from side to side. So I'm going to get 2 passenger side door handles with the lock mechanism if and when I get to the point that I feel like I need to secure the truck better. So that's how I'm going to address that. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, and hope it's helpful. Till next time, y'all get out there and build something.